Once upon a crisp winter day, two adventurous boys named Dale and Dutton decided to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. The constant buzz of smartphones and iPads had worn them down, and they yearned for a weekend away from technology. Inspired by a shared love for nature, they hatched a plan to embark on a camping trip in the heart of winter. Armed with a determination to embrace the wilderness, Dale and Dutton packed their essentials: a sturdy sleeping bag, a reliable torch, matches to light a fire, a trusty tent, small scissors, and a compact knife. Their goal was to challenge themselves in a survival adventure, free from the electronic distractions that had consumed their daily lives. As they ventured into the woods, the air grew crisper, and the trees stood tall with a dusting of snow. The boys felt a sense of excitement as they trudged through the snow-covered path, leaving the noise of the city behind. The landscape transformed into a winter wonderland, and the two friends couldn't help but marvel at the beauty around them. Setting up camp near a frozen stream, Dale and Dutton immediately felt a sense of tranquility. They realized how the absence of technology allowed them to appreciate the small things: the crunch of snow beneath their boots, the beauty of the icy landscape, and the silence that enveloped them like a comforting blanket. Eager to test their survival skills, the boys explored their surroundings. They discovered a fresh spring of water, a precious resource that would sustain them throughout their adventure. With their compact knife and some resourcefulness, they managed to chop enough wood to create a warm and crackling fire, a welcome contrast to the winter chill. Dale and Dutton's resourcefulness didn't end there. As they explored the area, they stumbled upon some discarded plastic rope and a net. Putting their genius work together, they fashioned a makeshift fishing net. Patiently waiting by the frozen stream, they were rewarded with a catch of the day: a magnificent salmon fish. Grateful for their nourishment, the boys cooked the fish over the open fire, savoring the flavor of the well-earned meal. As night fell, they crafted a simple shelter using wood and any materials they could find. It wasn't much, but the warmth of the fire and the natural surrounding made it feel like a cozy haven. Lying in their sleeping bags under the starlit sky, Dale and Dutton reflected on the day's adventures. They realized the quiet simplicity of nature offered a different kind of richness, one that couldn't be replicated by the digital screens they had left behind. The crackling fire, the scent of the leaves and earth, and the peaceful solitude became their new source of joy. On the second day of their winter camping adventure, Dale and Dutton decided to explore further into the snow-covered forest. As they ventured deeper, they stumbled upon a clearing and noticed a group of wolves in the distance. The majestic creatures moved gracefully, their fur blending seamlessly with the white landscape. The boys froze in awe, watching the wolves in silence. The wild animals seemed to sense their presence, but continued their activities without showing any sign of aggression. It was a rare and magical moment, observing these creatures in their natural habitat. Dale and Dutton exchanged glances, silently acknowledging the privilege of being mere spectators to this untamed spectacle. Respecting the wildlife, the boys made a conscious decision to keep their distance. Instead of approaching the wolves, they chose to appreciate the beauty of the encounter from afar. As they continued their exploration, they marveled at the diverse bird life in the area. Winter had not chased away all the avian residents. In fact, the cold season had brought different types of birds to the region. Perched on the snow-laden branches, they spotted vibrant blue jays and cardinals, their colourful feathers standing out against the snowy backdrop. A pair of majestic bald eagles soared overhead, their wings slicing through the cold air. Dale and Dutton, armed with a new-found appreciation of the natural world, couldn't help but be captivated by the intricate dance of nature. In this secluded corner of the wilderness, the boys discovered a connection with the environment that transcended the boundaries of their everyday lives. The distant howls of the wolves and the melodic chirping of the birds became the soundtrack to their adventure, a reminder of the diverse and harmonious symphony that played out in their half-winter forest. As the day unfolded, Dale and Dutton stumbled upon a frozen pond covered in a thin layer of snow. Intrigued, they carefully approached and discovered a family of beavers diligently working on their dam. The sight of these clever creatures, busy in their winter preparations, added another layer of the boys' growing appreciation for the intricate web of life that surrounded them. The sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a warm glow on the snowy landscape. Dale and Dutton, bundled up in their winter gear, returned to their campsite with a sense of fulfillment and awe. The encounter with wolves and the diverse bird life had deepened their connection to nature, making their camping trip a truly enriching experience. As they settled by the crackling fire that evening, the boys shared stories of the day's discoveries, the howl of the wolves, the graceful flight of the eagles, and the clever beavers became the tale that wove into the fabric of their wilderness adventure. With the city far from their minds, Dale and Dutton drifted off to sleep under the starlit sky, grateful for the untamed beauty that had unfolded around them. On the final day of their winter camping expedition, Dale and Dutton woke up to a frost-kissed morning. The remnants of the previous night's fire had turned into a bed of glowing embers, providing a comforting warmth in the chilly air. As they emerged from the makeshift shelter, the realization of the journey's impact settled in. The lessons of gratitude echoed in their minds as they went about their morning routine. Fetching water from the nearby spring felt more than just a necessary chore. It became a reminder of the simplicity and purity of a natural resource often taken for granted in their urban lives. Each sip from their metal canteens carried with it a newfound appreciation for the clear, untainted water that nature provided. Their modest shelter, crafted from fallen branches and repurposed materials, stood as a testament to their resourcefulness. The boys marveled at how, with minimal tools, they had created a haven that shielded them from the winter's bite. The warmth of the fire, the sounds of the crackling flames, and the simplicity of their shelter had become more valuable than any luxury accommodation in the city. Reflecting on their encounter with the wolves and the diverse bird life, Dale and Dutton realized that the richness of life wasn't measured in possessions or the constant pursuit of the next technological marvel. The beauty of the wilderness had become a reminder that true wealth lay in the appreciation of small things, the scent of leaves, the soothing sound of running water, the warmth of a well-built fire. As they prepared their final meal from the last provisions they had, including the delicious salmon they had caught, the boys marveled at the bounty nature had offered them. The taste of the fish was more than sustenance. It symbolized the harmony of the ecosystem and the delicate balance that sustained life in the wild. In the quietness of the winter wilderness, Dale and Dutton found a conclusion to their adventure. They realized that the escape from the noise of the city had not only brought them closer to nature, but had also unveiled a simpler, more meaningful way of living. Grateful for essentials of life, water, shelter, and food, and appreciating the richness found in their companionship. The boys packed up their belongings and prepared to leave the snowy haven they had called home for the weekend. Dale and Dutton carried with them not just memories, but a newfound perspective. The city would welcome them back with its noise and technology, but they now understood the value of a weekend where the only currency needed was the gratitude for the small things and the company of a true friend. The camping trip had been a journey, not just into the wilderness, but into the heart of simplicity, reminding them that sometimes less is truly more. Good night, little dreamers. Until next time.